Okay, this will be the next lesson in Algebra 1 for solving equations. I think this is lesson 3. We're going to get into variables on both sides. Okay, we've been working multi-step. Now we're going to work multi-step with variables on both sides. Now, what you want to do, and if you remember back to the original directions, the first step was always to get the variables on one side. Okay, that was always the first step. Okay, so when you have the variables, it does not matter. Okay, it does not matter which variable you move first. Okay, now when you move the variables, okay, we're going to do so with addition and subtraction, and just like always, we're going to do that opposite of what the sign is. Now, personal recommendation. I would always, all right, it's recommended, not required, okay? It's recommended to move the smaller variable term, okay? Now, you don't have to. I'm going to show you, I'll do this first example 2 different ways, and you'll see how you get the same answer. So, between the choice of 10i and 8i, okay, I'm going to move 8i because it's smaller. If it's positive 8i, then I want to subtract 8i to both sides. So what happens here, okay, this will just be 10 minus 8, which will be 2i, minus 7 equals 53. Now we're off to solving just like we did in multi-step, okay? All right, I got to move the 2, or I got to move the minus 7. I will choose to move the minus 7. So I got 2i equals 60. Then I would divide both sides by 2. I got I equals 30 for an answer. Now, if I wanted to do it the other way, someone say, Mr. Evans, could I do it the other way? Sure. If you moved the 10i, you would do so through subtraction. Okay? And then what you have left over, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, is negative 7. 8 minus 10i would be negative 2i plus 53. Okay, you'd have to move the negative 2 or the 53, which I would be subtracting 53. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot more negatives involved. Okay, all right, negative 7 minus 53 is negative 60. If I divide both sides by negative 2, I equals negative 60 divided by negative 2 is positive 30. Okay, I got the same answer. One involved more negatives. So you can do any strategy, okay? So I want to move this I, all right, since 3i is smaller, I'm going to subtract. Could I subtract 14? Sure, I could do that, okay? So that moves there, okay? 14 minus 3 would be 11, okay? Minus 9, okay? All right, 42 minus 9 will be 33, and I would divide both sides by 11. I would be 3. Okay? All right. Same thing here. Given the choice of moving 15 or 24, I'm going to choose to move 15. So 15 minus 15, that would be 9i. Very important you keep the variables as you go. Some people will lose them. Keep the variables as you go. Okay? Plus 10, drop that down, minus 62. So here's a key thing I want you to see from this. This minus 62, now we're going to treat that like a negative, okay? I would subtract 10, okay? 9i equals, let's do negative 62 minus 10 is negative 72, and divide by 9, I equals, okay, divided by 9 is negative 8, okay? All right, this one, got to be careful. Okay, so which one do you want to move? Once again, I would always move the smaller one, so I'm going to move negative 3. The opposite of negative 3 would be positive, so I'd do plus 3i, so that one would go away. I got 8i minus 12 equals 6, okay? I would add 12 over to the other side because that's the separated. Remember we talked about separated and attached. That'd be 18 equals 8i. To get rid of the attached, I would divide by 8. Okay, I equals, let's do 18 divided by 8. If you want the decimal, it's 2.25. If you hit the fraction, it's 9 over 4. 2.25, 9 over 4. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause your video, and I would like you to work on these, and when you're done, unpause. Okay? Pause, unpause. All right? So with this one, I would subtract 25i. So that'd be 7i minus 6 equals 29. I got 7 or the minus 6. I would get rid of the separated first, which would be adding 6. That would be 35 equals 7i. Divide by 7, I equals 5. Okay, so that would be the answer for that one. Okay, these two, I'm given a choice of moving 5i or 8i. I'm going to move 5i through subtraction. That's going to be 3i plus 23 equals 44. Okay? All right, given the choice of moving 3 or 23, I'm going to move the separating first, which is minus 23. That'd be 21 equals 3i. Divided by 3, I is 7. Okay? Going on to this one, okay? I would choose to move the 7i. Once again, you could move the 17. It does not matter. I would subtract that 17, or subtract that 7. That's going to be 10i minus 15. We've got to be really careful. That's going to be negative 75. So I'm going to add 15 over here to this side. Okay? Use the calculator. Negative 75 plus 15 is negative 60. So negative 60 equals 10i. And then divide by 10. Okay? I equals negative 6. Okay? All right, on this one, I got these two to move. Now, this one I'm going to treat as the smaller one there. It's going to be minus 4i, so the opposite of that would be plus. Okay, so I got 10i plus 70 equals 10. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the choice to get rid of the 70 to the 10. I'm going to get rid of the 70. Okay, so I got 10i, 10 minus 70 would be negative 60, divided by 10, I equals negative 6. Okay, so that's a good start there. Okay, now we're going to introduce this next part, which is the distributing. Okay, before you can move your variables, if the thing that sort of jumps in front of everything is if you have a distributing, if you have parentheses. Okay, all right. So if you have parentheses, remember parentheses in the order of operations was the first thing too. So what I got to do is I got to multiply 2 times 3 and 2 times negative 6. So 2 times 3, 2 times negative 6. Make sure you keep your variables. So that's going to be 6i minus 12, 10i minus 4. Once again, given the choice of, I got to get the variables on one side. I'm going to move the 6i. Okay, so I got 4i minus 4 equals, make sure that's negative 12 because I got that left over. Okay, now between these two, I got to move the separated first by adding. So I got 4i equals, okay, negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Divide by 4, I equals negative 2. Okay? All right, once again, all right, I'm going to multiply. Now, the number that's in front of I here is a 1. So 4 times 1 would be 4. 4 times negative 7 would be negative 28. Okay? So, which I am I going to move? I can move the 17. You can do that. Or you can move the 4i. Okay? Subtract 4i. Subtract 4i. Okay, that's going to be 13i. Keep the minus 15. This drops down as negative 28. Okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to add 15. Add 15. Okay? Negative 28 plus 15 is negative 13. Okay? And get divided by 13. Negative 13 divided by 13 will just be negative 1. Okay? All right? And now moving on to the last question.
The building, please.
Okay? Negative 3 times I, negative 3 times 5. Be negative 3i. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Okay? And then I got 2i plus 85 over here. Okay? Now, between the two i's to move, the one I'm probably going to move is this negative 3i. So I'd add 3, add 3. Okay? So that's going to be 5i plus 85 equals negative 15. Okay? Let's see if I get some more space here. Okay? So then what I want to do is choices between 5 and 85. I want to subtract the 85. So I got 5i equals, okay? All right, so I got negative 15 minus 85. So really watch your signs there. Negative 15 minus 85 is negative 100 divided by 5. I equals negative 20. Okay? Time we're at. All right. So I would like you guys to try these on your own. Okay, so pause your video. Then go ahead and try these. When you're done, unpause. Okay, so let's run through these real quick. 7 times that would be 14i. 7 times 5 would be 35. Okay, I would subtract the 4i. Move the i's first. So that'd be 10i plus 35 equals negative 75. I got to get rid of one of these two, so I got to get rid of this one first. Okay, remember always opposite, so I got 10i. All right, negative 75 minus 35 is negative 110. Divided by 10, I got I equals negative 110 divided by 10 is negative 11. Give my answer there. This one, I do 4 times 5i, which would be 20i. 4 times negative 2 would be negative 8. Okay, so I got to move one of the i's. I'm going to move the 8i in this case, so I would subtract 8i. Okay, all right, so that goes away. I got 12i minus 8 equals 17. Now, given the choice, I'm probably going to want to move this. I have to move this one first. So 12i equals 25 and divide by 12. Okay, so the attached always goes last. We worked on that in the previous classes. Ends up being 2.083, repeating, or if you want a fraction, it's still 25 over 12. Okay, either one is acceptable. Okay, let's go to this last one. There's a 1 here. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4i. Let's be careful. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. So I got 2i plus 6. Now, I would move the negative 4i. You could move the other one. But if I move the negative 4i, I got to do through the opposite operation. So 2i plus 4i would be 6i. Okay? Now, I got to get rid of which 6? This 6 first, through subtraction. So I got 6i equals 6. Divide by 6. All right, I will be 1. Okay? All right, so that's the lesson on multi-step. Okay, so a few more calculations in there, but just keep doing. Always remember, whatever you do on one side, you do on the other.